surgery per se is not a bad thing. Sometimes it's life-saving.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's a good thing, and
Yes.
I'm thankful that we got it.
Yes.
But it's not the only solution we have. And vaginal steaming, I feel now, today, it is not really taken seriously.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 15 Between. I'm Shakira, and our focus for the month of February is vaginal self-care, discussing the many ways that we as women can take care of our vagina in a more holistic manner. My guest for today is Damian, and she is a pelvic steam practitioner. She's going to tell us a little bit more about what it is that she does. And I also want to share too that I never heard of pelvic steaming until about a year or so ago. So I am anxious to learn more about it. And I believe that Diana is a person to tell us about it. So with that, Diana, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can introduce yourself and we can go ahead and get started on this discussion.
Yes, hello. I'm so glad I'm here, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm feeling very honored to talk about my favorite topic, which is vaginal steaming. It's actually referred to as also as yoni steaming or pelvic steaming or chakra steaming, sacral steaming. There are a lot of different names for this ritual, for this self-care practice. And I'm a peristeam hydrotherapist, which is fancy wording for a vaginal steaming practitioner. And I learned this in 2020. And that's when I also learned Ayurveda, about Ayurveda. And I'm also an Ayurveda coach. And I implement my Ayurvedic knowledge in my vaginal steam consultation. So it's like a holistic, whole body consultation in the end. Yeah, so that's what I basically do since 2020, and I love the work I do, and I love to share the knowledge and experience I had so far with vaginal steaming. And I myself actually haven't heard about the practice called vaginal steaming or yoni steaming. I also heard about it like in 2020, 2 years ago, but I know about this kind of practice from my grandmother, actually. I just forgot. Yeah, I learned it from her when I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Diana, you also have experience, or can you tell us a little bit about what you're learning now in terms of belly dancing?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's also what I did in 2020. 2020 was like my year of learning new things and starting my own business. And that's when I tapped in also, because it's all pelvic floor health related. So I tapped into belly dance. I love dancing. So I got a chance to make the essence of belly dance teacher training with a famous belly dancer herself. Coco Berlin is her name, because she lived in Berlin for some time. And I learned that from her, and especially with the focus on integrating the pelvic floor, like training the pelvic floor and training all the 3 layers, because we have 3 layers of the pelvic floor, not just one. And the Kegel exercises actually train the first layer, and the other 2 layers are like totally untrained, and there's no balance. So yeah.
I think Kegel is something that we're probably pretty much familiar with, in terms of the other 2 layers. You can talk about that if you like, but I want to really get into talking about the pelvic steaming, exactly what that is and what it consists of. And if that's something you can kind of walk us through to get so we can get a better understanding as to exactly how does it, work.
Yeah, so basically it's the easiest way to imagine how you can do it is I compare it with an inhalation, because everyone knows when you have a cold or your nose is stuck, you make an inhalation and you cover your head with a towel and just take hot steam, sometimes with herbs, and that relieves like the clogging of the nose. Mm-hmm. And it's similar, but you do it for the pelvic floor, for your vagina, also for your anus in men, or for the prostate in men steaming, for example. It's very, very beneficial also. So it's actually not just a practice for only for women. So it's actually for the whole pelvic floor. That's why it's called pelvic steaming, because it integrates both male and female. And yeah, you sit or you squat directly over the pot, depending on your flexibility and how long you are gonna steam. For 10 minutes is okay. And if you steam for 30 minutes, then you can use a specially designed tool for steaming, like I have there, if you can see. It's
okay, so there in the chair,
yeah.
Oh,
like a chair, and it's got like a hole in it, and you can
like a porta potty, like a little for a child or something. Okay.
And you can put like a towel on top to be more comfortable for the sit bone.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you just sit on it, and you can cover yourself. You can like wear some beautiful.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like that. That's
or a beautiful dress. Mm-hmm. Like you can wear whatever you want and cover yourself with a blanket. So it's you're naked, but you don't see anything because you're covered. And then you just enjoy the steam, and it's like in the sauna. It's a feeling comparable to, I would say, something between massage and sauna, because you're deeply relaxed after. Mm-hmm. And very, very refreshed.
Yeah.
And delicious. That's why my name is Steamychick, because after each steam, I feel delicious.
I like that.
It's just a feeling I get each time. So yeah, that was my name.
Diana, can you share like some of the benefits that you receive from pelvic steaming? There were some that I, when I was kind of looking into it, just to kind of get myself somewhat familiar, maybe one of the benefits I saw was detoxifying the womb. So if there's any other like benefits that you can share with us, that'd be great.
Yeah, so the womb itself is actually self-cleansing. So actually you don't need anything to clean it or to detoxify it. But as with any other organ, like with the colon, if you get constipation, for example, mm-hmm. you need help to manage that. So with the womb, it's the same. If you experience issues or any problems like infections or fibroids, endometriosis, like every issue you have in the womb area, it needs help. And with steam, you can do that. And it's a wonderful, wonderful tool to have. And the benefits are actually on all levels. It's like the first benefit I experienced was my sleep was so much better after each steam, because I was deeply relaxed, because it relaxes the nervous system. It's so the warmth and the smell of the herbs. It's very relaxing for the nervous system. Then obviously it helps with the cleansing of the womb. So it helps also with infections. What else? It's like a ritual for yourself. You take time for yourself to be with yourself, to sit with yourself.
Yes, yes,
That's
kind of like
already
meditation.
a lot.
Yeah, like meditation. And I can
Yeah.
see when you say, having that like a relaxed feeling, because that's how I feel after like a warm bath or whatever the case may be. But I would imagine that this would be more on a deeper level. So I can understand.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this deep level that's so important. And so the massage or go to the sauna in comparison with taking a steam, because it's so deep. The steaming sensation you get after steaming is so much deeper, because it's exactly on this area that's very powerful for us women. So it goes very, very deep.
Yeah. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that, just the traveling of the steam or what have you, so that we can get a picture of exactly, how it works.
Yeah. So the steam itself, it reaches like the vulva, then the vaginal canal, and the cervix also. And depending on if the cervix is a little bit open, because sometimes it's depending on where you are on your cycle,
yes,
it's way up or way down. And sometimes, depending on that, the steam may reach it better or not that good, the steam itself. So it travels, and if the cervix is open, it also gets inside the uterus, the steam. That's why if someone is dealing with fibroids inside the uterus, it's very easy to target them and to dissolve them, and they can come out more easily than if there are fibroids inside the uterus wall, embedded inside the uterus wall or outside the uterus wall. That takes longer, because it's not an area that the steam reaches directly.
Gotcha.
And that's the steam. But actually, the most important thing is the warmth and the circulation it creates, because that itself helps it sets the foundation for your body to work better and to heal itself. So steam, it provides circulation, lubrication, and relaxation. And these three factors all contribute to your body to work better, to heal itself.
I want to pause the interview briefly to share a resource that was shared by Diana, which is a book by Deidre Cooper Owens called The Medical Bondage: Race, Gender, and the Origins of American Gynecology. It was too much to cover in this interview and give it the full attention it rightfully deserved, on how enslaved Black women and immigrant Irish women were exploited and rendered powerless. And I'm going to have to put quotations around this, for the sake of medical advancement. So natural practices such as vaginal steaming was eventually phased out and replaced with more profitable services such as surgeries. Please consider purchasing this book if you want to gain more insight into the history. Now back to our discussion.
Surgery per se is not a bad thing. Sometimes it's life-saving.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's a good thing, and
yes.
I'm thankful that we got it. And
yes.
But it's not the only solution we have. And vaginal steaming, I feel now today it is not really taken seriously in the medical field. And oftentimes what I see here in Germany with insurance is that gynecologists simply don't want to take the responsibility if something happens with vaginal, if somebody steams and something bad happens. They don't want to have the responsibility that it's their fault, or they don't want to pay for it, so they don't recommend it. And what I also see is that many gynecologists haven't tried it out and have no idea what it is, and that's why they don't recommend it or advise against it. So usually it's not knowing. And I hope that we can change that and that we can work together for the benefit of the client, of the patient.
Yes.
In the end, it's always about the patient, and that's what I miss with doctors. They often don't really think about the patient, but about, I don't know, their reputation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Very good points, Diana.